Hello, everybody. Coming in a couple of minutes early. I actually meant to come in several minutes before this, but I found myself going down a rabbit hole trying to help somebody identify some costume illustrations that were posted on Instagram. And I thought I recognized what they were from, but I could not find it. And all of a sudden I realized, oh, it's 5 minutes till. So I suddenly had to jump on, make myself a quick drink, and be ready for the chat. So I came in a couple minutes early. So thanks so much for those of you who signed on already. Looked like Linda Punky was right out of the gate. She couldn't wait. So she was the first one to add a comment. So thanks so much for joining us, Linda. Brooke is back. So thanks so much, Brooke, for joining again from the archive. Got Dawn representing the great state, the old line state of Maryland from the Just One More Dachshund Rescue. So thanks for joining us, Dawn. Karen Radford is back. So thanks for joining again, Karen. And we've got Soul Nate. Got Nate coming in from the great country of New Zealand, which I admitted earlier that probably well into my adulthood, I thought New Zealand was part of Australia. You know, that was just one of those things we didn't really learn our world geography all that well at Plainfield High School. So, sorry, Nate. Did not mean to offend your great country. But, you know, The Hobbit was filmed there, so everyone knows New Zealand now. And Carrie is coming in from Austin, Texas. So thanks so much for joining us again, Carrie. And we've got Carolina Princess not coming in from the Carolinas, coming in from Texas. Thanks so much for joining us. Sweet treats and pretties in the house. We've got Southern Buckeye, who also is not in Ohio. We've got people who are just making little mystery nom de plumes running around YouTube trying to confuse us all. I think Southern Buckeye is in one of the Carolinas. So she's in one of the Carolinas and representing an Ohio Buckeye, but Carolina Princess is hanging out in Texas. So we've got just people chasing us around the country. We got Michigan coming in from Sandy 4. Thanks so much for joining us again, Sandy. And we've got even the Chicago suburbs cover. We got Brian coming in. I got another North Carolina resident. We got Jay Goodwin. So thanks so much, Jay Goodwin, coming in first time in the Trusty's chat. So thank you. Thank you for the nice words, and I hope you enjoy the live sale tonight. And Sheila Putman, I think we had a jump there, so I think I missed a couple people. So Sheila Putman is in the house. We've got another Chicago suburb coming in, Chicago Lady. Jeannie coming in from the Chicago Lady. And we got Florida covered today. We got Lori coming in from Blue Flamingo Mercantile. Mercantiles Unite. And another Florida, we got Katie coming in from Vintage and Vinyl. Katie, who's taking on the world of resellers lately. She hopefully all caught her live sale earlier today. And if you didn't catch that one, I'll announce it later too. But for those of you who joined in on time, we will be having another 4-seller, 1-sale event, 4S1S event next Thursday, so a week from tonight. And my sellers will be Katie from Vintage and Vinyl. We will also have Vinny from Vintage Vinny, and we will have Jeannie from Norma Jean Plus One. So those will be the 4, and me. So those will be the 4 sellers next week. So make sure you mark your calendars, come back my channel, regular time. But you'll have 4 sellers to pick from, not just me. And Judy's in the house. Thanks so much for joining, Judy, as well as Nettie. Man, I had a big jump because there's all kinds of people I missed. Sorry about that. Nettie's there with the adorable pug. Louie is getting jealous because Louie is not in Katie's thumbnail, but Nettie's puppy is. So not sure what Nettie's puppy's name is, but Helen Casey in the house. And I think I just caught up to where I had been because I just found Buckeye again. And let's see. Ooh, we got another name I don't think I recognize. Living by Faith. First time in. Nice to see you all coming in from New York. I was just on the phone with a Huckster helper earlier this evening, trying to coordinate her. She's going to graduate school in the fall in Cooperstown, New York. And she's trying to figure out housing information comes out later this month. And we've never been to Cooperstown. So we're trying to figure out, okay, once we get the information, what do we do with it? Because we know nothing about Cooperstown. So, all right, Southern Buckeye is trying to spell something out. So we've got an O and an H. So maybe I thought you didn't live in Ohio. Obviously, Ohio is the Buckeye state. I did not go to the Ohio State University, but I did go to school in Ohio. So I know all about the Buckeyes. And Buckeyes are one of the best cookies, or chocolate covered peanut butter balls is what we call them in Chicago. So let's see. Cindy coming in for, also Pennsylvania. Actually, I've got a lot of people from Pennsylvania who watch. The Huckster Helper is supposed to be in college right now in Pennsylvania, but through the situation that's going on, she's not actually been able to be on campus this semester, but been to Pennsylvania many, many times. Grandma to 11, which so glad to have you here, although I'm horrified every time I see that name, that grandmother to 11. Bless you. Good luck to you. All of our support goes to you. You're really outnumbered when you've got 11. So thanks for joining. Emancipation, see, I just jumped again. Emancipation 300 joining in. And now I can't even find it. Cindy J already said, Judy already said, oh, Jerry's coming back. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? Another Pennsylvanian. Melody, who I don't know if she's in here yet, but she's from Pennsylvania. I ship to Pennsylvania a lot, and for whatever reason, Pennsylvania is actually a pretty cheap state for me to ship to, considering it is relatively far. But for whatever reason, I can. It's not that expensive to ship to Pennsylvania. Yes, and Michelle, she will be at the graduate school program in Cooperstown, New York. And let's see, TFA, we got our resident Canuck coming in. Yes, Cooperstown is home to a baseball museum. Certainly never been there, and won't even swear that I'll go to it even when I visit my daughter. But I actually did know that. Actually, I knew there was a sports Hall of Fame there. I just didn't know which one. So because I don't follow it. But yes, Cooperstown is. So it's supposed to be it's not a big town based on population, but I guess there's actually like hotels and restaurants and things because to support the Hall of Fame. So. Pete's repeats. Okay, we have a new state abbreviation, IOA. I'm not sure I can't remember where Pete is based. So or on the planet Io, isn't that a moon of Saturn or something like that? So welcome, Pete, regardless of where you're coming from or what you might be saying with the IO. And let's see, said a little of them, and so Casey. Oh, we got Tim coming in. Got another duplicate from the state of Maryland. So excited to have a little time. Check out, hey, Man, Myth, Legend. Hey, Patrick, I appreciate you giving the shout out there every time. Love catching your sales when I can. Realize we're all busy and we can't catch each other's sales, but always supporting you, Tim, and always glad when you can support me back. So thanks so much. And Tim, I think I tipped my hat originally. About a month ago, we are in the closing stretch of trying to pinpoint a date for a deep dive where Tim from over the years will be doing a deep dive with me on Pyrex because he is the expert. So thanks so much for jumping in, Tim. And there's Melody. I knew she was here. Another Pennsylvanian. Tammy Renee Walker coming in. And let's see, I just shipped something to Tammy and I can't remember what state I ended up sending it to. So I apologize for that. But thank you so much for coming back, Tammy. And let's see. Oh, he was finishing the Ohio. Oh, gotcha. OHIO. All right. See, that's what's the problem when I can't keep track of the chat. I catch things at random and they mean nothing. Heather coming in here from Plus One Thrifting. And she is here. I haven't seen Norma Jean, but possibly we'll see Heather next week as well, because as I mentioned, Jeannie from Norma Jean Plus One is going to be doing the group sale with me next week. And a lot of times the plus one is Heather, and she's about to have another plus one. So I don't know if the Norma Jean will become plus two, but Heather often supports her mom's sales. So she might be joining us next week as well. Angelic Vintage Treasures, you might actually be new to me as well. So thanks. Well, I don't know why I'm congratulating you. Anyone can join, but thank you is what I meant to say for joining in and joining in the sale. And there's Vinny. So and then I just lost him again. So Vinny is here. There we go. Vintage Vinny. So he is the fourth seller, again, that I mentioned, that we will be on the group sale next week. That is the 18th, same time, same bat channel right here. On my channel, we'll have four sellers, one sale. Vinny from Vintage Vinny, Katie from Vintage and Vinyl, and Jeannie from Norma Jean Plus One. Let's see. So a couple last minute hellos. I got Dragonfly Attic with Beth again. So thanks for coming back. And I think that gets me caught up. There we go. So I do know Debbie. Debbie Vitale now has a new name. So I had missed that. So thank you, Debbie, for coming back in. So those of you who might be new, I only saw a handful of names that I thought might be new. Welcome. And if you're familiar with the live sale world here on YouTube, it will be working pretty much the same as all the others. The only difference is, the major difference is, I just don't do auctions. I don't do offer ups. So when I show you the item, I'll give you the number. I will then give you the price, or I'll give you the price, then the number. When I give you the price, that's just the price you pay. So I don't do any offer up, so you don't need to worry about that. You don't need to pre-register. Nate will be handling the following who is the first person that he sees in the chat. So when I show an item, I give you that number, or I give you the price, and then I show you the number. Enter that number into your chat. Now, please make sure you are in chat, not comment. We had another confusion last week. If you're watching this on a mobile device, you'll probably need to watch it in the app, in the YouTube app. If you're trying to watch on a mobile device through just the browser, you don't see the chat option. So then you end up putting comments in the comment section, and I don't see those. So you need to be in chat. So please do make sure you're doing that, preferably in live chat. That just gives you a better view of what's truly going on, and you're going to catch everyone's comments. Be the first person that Nate sees. In some cases, you might be the first person you see in your chat. If you go back out and refresh, you'll typically see the same order the rest of us are seeing. So just keep that in mind. But whatever happens, we're here to have fun. Sometimes it's frustrating. People get caught up, and they want something and they feel they're lagging. I'm not selling the Shroud of Turin. Like, there's nothing here that you should be unbelievably depressed if you miss. We're just here to have fun. So let's keep in the spirit of that, and hopefully we all can have fun. One thing that I started doing, and I am going to go ahead and start out with it because we've got the early, at least the early birds. I've been yakking for 10 minutes, but those of you join in first, I did actually adapt a little bit for the mystery boxes. So again, not everyone does them, but if you've been around some of the other live sales, you know the concept of mystery boxes. Hey, Angela. Hey, Robin. A bunch of people joined in since I started chatting. If you've noticed the concept of mystery boxes, the way mine work, similar again to most people's, mine are just $15. It's a flat price. What I will put in them are items. Sometimes they're from my booth, might still have price tags on them, or just what I would be selling them for in my booth or in a live sale. I will sell the box for $15, but what will be in there will be anywhere from $25 to $30. There are a couple people who have are in the chat tonight who have participated and have received my mystery boxes, and in some cases they've been well over $30. It kind of depends on how far I'm shipping it, so that you don't get hit with a huge shipping cost, and what I have available that fits in the box. So you just never know. I've learned my lesson. I don't prefix the boxes because sometimes it's a heavy box and then I have to ship it to California and it's expensive. So what I'll be doing, I will make the box based on where it needs to go. Everything else, I will be giving you the item, I will be giving you the price, and then I will show you the number. This time, I'm starting out with the price. All of my mystery boxes are $15. But now, instead of telling you what the number is, you have to guess. So what I will do is I will tell you the range of what this number falls into. And what you need to do is you need to type in that number. And the first person who types in the number that is under the little card here, that is the person who will receive the mystery box. So I will tell you it is $15, and I will tell you the number falls between 50 and 60. So good luck. Type in your numbers. Type one at a time. You can enter a number and then hit enter and then hit another number and just keep plowing through the numbers. Nate knows what the number is, so he will be watching to see who the first person is to give the number, and I am seeing it right out of the gate. So I already see the number, and it actually is one of the first people I saw type. So I mean, we'll let Nate verify. But thank you for somebody who just said they liked the idea. Thank you for commenting on that. Again, I feel if you refresh your screen and you go in and out, you have just as much good chance as anyone with other internet. A lot of people feel their internet lag hurts. There's only so much I can do about that. So this is just a fun way of doing it. So it was mystery box number 56, and it goes to Cindy J. Timeless Treasures. So she was the first, and I think she was actually the very first person to type any number from what I saw. So congratulations, Cindy. You did get, it was number 56. It's $15. So you will get the mystery box. And as I mentioned, Pennsylvania is one of the cheaper areas for me to ship. So hopefully you'll actually get a pretty decent sized box. I'll try and fit some good fun stuff in there for you. So thank you, Cindy J, for picking that up. All right. Going into the rest of the items in the sale. If you try and grab one of the items, if you follow me on Instagram, you will see that usually a day or two before the sale, I will start promoting some of the items I will be selling. I never want to show you everything because I want people to join in and kind of see what's there, but I want to give people a taste of what I have on offer. And this was an item I picked up over the weekend at a flea market, and I was pretty excited by this one. It's pebble art, and it's something that I don't really see all that often. I've actually only had it once before, and the one that I had before was probably about twice the size. It was still in the box it was a kit that you could make your own. I'm not sure if this was a kit you made your own or if this was one you bought, but that one was a kit you made your own. It wasn't even complete. And one of the things that was in there was a bag of the rock color that hadn't been finished. So as a result, it was very, very large. I had to do a very interesting Franken-box for that one. And then shipping all the extra rocks, it ended up being really heavy. This one is not. And you got it, Karen. Jack Be Nimble, Jack Be Quick. Hey, Barb, Winking Owl Antiques. So this is Jack Be Nimble, Jack Be Quick. Now, out of context, yes, it does look like you're trying to set fire to the butt of a child. Well, everyone needs to be punished. You know, I'm not going to take that any further. I don't want to offend anybody because it is a child. But anyway, it is Jack Be Nimble, Jack Be Quick, Jack Jump Over the Candlestick. So we are catching him in the process of jumping over the candlestick. It is complete. Like I said, I'm not sure if this, and I don't even know how you would know. This is a complete, so I'm not sure if it was a kit or if this was one that was produced this way. There's no markings or anything on it. It's 7 by 13. And what I really liked about it was because of that size, this can fit into pretty much a standard size box. And with the box, it's only going to be about 1.5 pounds. So it's not very heavy. You know, this whole thing by itself is under 1 pound. So it does have the little wood frame, kind of self-framed, pretty much mid-century modern, but I don't know to what era. So you've got the Jack Be Nimble, Jack Jumps Over the Candlestick, Pebble Art. You have those available. It is available to you for $15. So $15 for the Pebble Art. You can grab that by giving me number 23. $15, number 23 for the Pebble Art. All right. This one I don't think I put into my Instagram, but it just so happens I actually sold this once before. This is a little redware bowling ball. I'm not 100% sure what it was originally used for. I'm going to assume it was an ashtray, but there's no little indentation or anything to hold the cigarette, which normally an ashtray would have. It's a little small to be like one of those little scrubby brush holders, but that's kind of what it seems to be designed to do. You know, it's kind of holding something at an angle. To me, it's just kind of a kitschy little redware bowling ball. It does still have the sticker on the bottom saying it is a MAFCO, M-A-F-C-O product, a MAFCO product of Japan. So it still has the paper label on there. You can see the clay color. It's in great condition. There's no chips, no cracks. The drip glazing, it almost looks like it has almost a pink tone kind of running through the little white that's dripped across the top. I don't know. I just think it's kind of cute. I've had this before. This one, I had the duplicate that went into my booth. For those of you who have new to my channel, I had a booth that I've closed down. So a lot of the things that you'll be seeing in my live sales are items that did not sell in the booth, and I'm selling them here. So Diane is asking if it's a coconut. I think because of the 3 holes in the front, they're so perfectly placed. I think it's a bowling ball. And when I bought it with other bowling items. But it's entirely possible it is a coconut. But I bought it because I thought it was a bowling. But everyone else is saying it's a coconut too. All right, so it's coconut. You can call it whatever you want if you want to buy it, because normally it was $5 in my booth, and here I'm selling it for $4. So $4 for the bowling ball / coconut / whatever you want. Coconuts have 3 holes too. Okay, Mr. New Zealand, I'm from Chicago. So we've got the coconut drip glaze from MAFCO, and it is $4 for number 10. $4, number 10 for the little whatever you want to call it. Coconuts have 3 holes. Why do they have 3 holes? Is that where bowling came from? People bowling with coconuts? All right, and we did have someone purchase the Pebble art. Went to Kindness Counts. So thank you, Kindness. I think you are new to my channel, so congratulations for picking that up. But because you're new, just make sure you send me an email to the email address on the screen so I have your shipping information and I can get you an invoice with proper shipping. But again, it's not particularly heavy, so you should be able to I'll be able to get it to you relatively inexpensively. And number 10 went to Mid-Century Wasted. So what are you going to call it, Jamie? Did you call it, are you calling it a coconut? Or are you going to call it a bowling ball? Or are you going to call it Fred? You can call it whatever you want. Going to hold a swizzle stick holder coconut. All right. Hey, Harry. All right, so I stand corrected. Maybe I would have sold it earlier if I told people it was a coconut. I kind of thought it was fun being a bowling ball, but whatever. All right, and I'm kicking myself that I did not fix this. I meant to, but I got distracted with my daughter's graduate school stuff. This was another find from the flea market this weekend, and I'm absolutely fascinated by this. This is a vintage, like probably leatherette, it's like a vinyl pleather type notebook. So you've got a little embossed ship kind of on the front, unless you guys all want to tell me it's a coconut. So you've got a little ship on the front, and then you do have the remnants of a notepad in here. It is removable, so this is something that you could actually get another notepad to replace this. But what I love about this, and perpetual calendars are not particularly new, but I have to admit I've never seen anything like this. So what this one has done is it's taken every month combination. So no matter how many days are in the month and no matter what day of the month it starts, you've got every combination possible for the calendar. You can see that this must have been the date that was sitting out the longest because it's got a lot more patina than the other one. But you pick whichever date, and then you've got the other sets of cards with the months on them. And then when you pick the right date, line them up. Obviously it's not December, but wishful thinking, and slide it into the front of the book, and you have your little perpetual calendar. I think this is awesome. And yes, they are smuggling coconuts in the ship. That's right, Jamie. You joined the program, and you can keep notes of how many coconuts are in the notebook right there. I find this fascinating. Like I said, perpetual calendars aren't necessarily, unique or rare. I just like them conceptually. And this combination of a perpetual calendar, I think is super cool. So this one, if you've got kind of that industrial design or aesthetic, this would look cool in a display. But there's a part of me that thinks this is something that needs to get used. Throw it in your pocketbook. A man can throw it in his briefcase. And because the notebook is actually replaceable and you could put a modern notebook in there, you could actually keep using this. And man, can you imagine the conversations you could have when you whip that out of the bank or whatever you're doing? Everyone's going to ask you what it is, where you got it, and you can tell them all you got it from Trusty. So it's not technically an advertising piece that I could tell, because it doesn't look like it ever advertised a company other than the company that made the calendar. But it is a little notebook perpetual calendar. Again, with, actually probably more than half of the paper is still there. But like I said, that whole pad does lift out. So you can replace it. Hey, D. So you can lift out. So you got the little industrial notebook with perpetual calendar. It's only $8. So $8 for the little calendar. You can get that by giving me number 5. $8, number 5 for the little calendar and notebook. All right, this is teetering, so I'm going to try and break down this tower that I've created here without tipping it over. All right, the Cocoa Notes. Okay, Gritty, you get the Gritty Groaner for the evening, but I love that. Cocoa Notes, Coconut Notes, Cocoa Notes. So it looks like number 5, the notebook, went to Sheila Putman. So thank you, Sheila, for picking that up. Okay, the next item, this also came from this weekend. These are not particularly rare, I would say. It's this style of bookend that has the books built into it, and these happen to be a pair of trains. So I know they're steam trains, Barb, so Aaron's not going to care about them, but I still think they're cool. And anytime I see a train, I think of Aaron. But I just found these very sweet. They're obviously completely functional. They're simply bookends. This style, they're marked. Actually, yeah, they are marked. They say Japan on the side, but you've probably seen this style. Sometimes they're more designed to go this way. They might have cats on them. I've seen ones with dogs on them. They all come in different figures. This one is the train. There are no chips or cracks. If you look at the very front, the one looks like the white has been rubbed a little bit more than the other one, but it's kind of, I'm not exactly sure what the white is supposed to represent. So I think it's just kind of, it's kind of like an aesthetic, but it does look like it was worn. It does look like that one was worn a little bit. So just be aware of that. There is a hole in the top. And I know some of these were sold as desk sets. So what I don't know is if that hole is supposed to be a pen holder. It's not a very big hole. So you can put a pen in there, but I'm not sure if that's actually what it's designed to do. I'm just throwing that out there because I know some of them were done as box sets with like other pieces. So I don't know if this was trying to do it all in one. I think it's kind of cool. I just love them. Had to pick them up, have to move them on to a good home. And we're just going to run this through. So yes, they've got the coconuts from the ships and now they're running them inland. And you can help them run inland on the train bookends for $10. $10 for the pair of Japan bookends in the train form. $10 number 35. $10.35 for the trains. All right, well, let's see. What could the trains be carrying? Try to see if I can connect the story into something else. Well, we're going to try this. So on the train, you're going to have a little restaurant. And what do we have? Restaurant ware. All right, I'm stretching, but I hadn't planned on doing the 6 degrees of separation of a coconut. So we've got the newest, another set of restaurant ware. This is a case. So number 35, the train bookends went to Deb Riley. Thank you, Deb, for picking that up. This is another case where this is one of those situations where in general, I think restaurant ware is really popular. People like it, definitely popular in the vintage community. I went deep into restaurant ware in my booth and it did not sell. Everyone told me I had really good prices on it. I was selling them for less than I was selling on eBay, not even counting shipping. I was just selling it for less than they were listing on eBay. And that wasn't the market. And so it was one of those cases where I just basically started bringing that restaurant ware home and it's been dropping into the live sales. So I had a couple more pieces last week. I am running out, but I do have this. I don't know if I've got any more tonight. But so this one is in the restaurant car of the train, you've got restaurant ware ashtrays. Both of these kind of fly in the face of a train because both of these are made in England, but I guess we could have imported them. Vitrified tableware from Dudson Brothers, D-U-D-S-O-N, Dudson Brothers Limited. That's the one with the beige trim. And then this one is also from England. This is Duraline Vitrified Grindley Hotelware. And so this one kind of has that cool blue swoopy angles on it. So, technically they are ashtrays because they do have the little divots on them, but these are just the perfect size for, trinket dish, coin dish. You could use them as restaurant ware. You can put the condiment sauces in there because they do have the shallow bowls, but technically they are ashtrays. When they were in my booth, I had them listed for $5 each. I'm selling them here in my live sale for $5 for the pair. So $5. Absolutely, Nate, you got me. You can definitely use that as a big ass coaster. Look at how much sweat you could gather from that coaster. Look at that. That's perfect, Nate. So you get $5 for the pair. So it used to be $5 each. They're now $5 for the pair of restaurant ware coasters. $5 by giving me number 82. $5.82 for the 2 restaurant ware ashtrays. All right, this is another item that I had in the booth. Oh, that's a good idea, Southern Buckeye, for pet food. Yeah, well, I had a Basset Hound, so he probably would have eaten the bowl along with the food. But, if you have a cat, that'd probably be the good size, or a really tiny dog. That actually would be a good size. That's like the can, those little like tuna can sized cat foods. They'd fit right in the middle of that. That's actually a really good idea. So number 82, the restaurant wear goes to Chad Retro Days. And I miss saying hello to you, Chad, because you are, I think, viewer number 3 from Maryland. So, you know, we're up Maryland trying to take over the old line state. All right. So that was the ashtrays. So the next one, this also was in my booth. And I actually was always partial to this one. And it wasn't popular because it's not necessarily everyone's design aesthetic. When 90% of the customers of that store were coming in they wanted to look like Chip and Joanna Gaines' farmhouse. I think this would look awesome in Chip and Joanna Gaines' farmhouse, but it's not Magnolia Farms. So this one, the reason I liked it is because it's a stamp that I don't come across very often. It's from the Netherlands. So you've got Dutch pottery, which other than Delft, I don't see this you don't see products from the Netherlands all that often unless it's blue and white. So this is Petrus. I'm sure there's a fun way of saying this, but Petrus Regout, Regout and Company, Regout, in Maastricht, Netherlands. So it is a square-shaped bowl. It has a floral design. I'm not exactly sure what kind of flower that is supposed to be. We've got the floral design in the center, and then kind of, you know, floral design. To me, the ones around the edges kind of look like bearded irises, but I don't know if that's what they actually are. So you just have a square dish, and yes, you could absolutely put that into the corner. Highly doubt it is dishwasher safe. Kindness counts. I mean, there's definitely some age to this. The bowl itself is actually in good condition. There's no chips or any cracks in it. But as you get to the back side of it, you can see the base has a couple chips in it, and you can see the raw pottery. So it's basically soft paste. You know, it's more of a ceramic as opposed to a porcelain. And there's definitely some age to it. So I would not trust this in the dishwasher. It's probably hand painted, and so you're running the risk on that, although that looks like it's glazed over. But I would say those chips, you probably don't want to submerge it in water. So, hey, Daniel, tacky is me. So you got an upside down flower. So this is just a square dish, something I really liked. I originally had it, originally had it higher. Then I marked it down to 8. Then I marked it down to 5. So I'm selling it here for $5. $5. And yeah, so it's like Nate is saying, the Dutch glaze, just like Delftware, it's prone to chipping. So $5 for the bowl from the Netherlands, Maastricht, Netherlands, by giving me number 52. $5, number 52 for the square bowl from the Netherlands. All right. This one I did put on my Instagram because this one I had picked up this weekend at the live sale, or at the flea market. So this one, to be perfectly honest, this is probably something that belongs on Etsy, but I like these live sales. And so every once in a while, I always want to have fun stuff and good stuff. And I want to be able to give you guys good prices. I picked this up at a good price, and I could probably sell it for more online, but I'm going to sell it to you guys, hopefully for what you think is a good price, because it is a silk handkerchief that has been embroidered with the 1919 date on it with the French word for peace. And it says Souvenir de France. And it is basically a commemoration for the end of World War I. So we have a true antique handkerchief. It's in really good condition. I'm holding it up. You guys can't really benefit from it. I'm holding it up with the lights focusing on me. There's a couple of spots where it looks like maybe a pin, maybe pinned this together, or a safety pin had the price tag on it. I don't know. It's not torn. It's just little holes, little pinprick holes where it looks like something had gone in. So I would say it's in absolutely pristine condition considering it is 100 years old. So it's a beautiful handkerchief, super lightweight. It'll cost nothing to ship this. And it's just a beautiful piece, whether you wanted to frame it, which is like what I would think would be the preference, or you could try and use it. But this is it's a very delicate piece, some beautiful colors, and just the meaning behind it, I think, is wonderful. And yes, the French coconuts donated their husks to make this, Jamie. So anyway, so we've got this beautiful handkerchief, selling it here for $10. $10 for the antique handkerchief, $10 by giving me number 14. $10, number 14 for the handkerchief. And number 52, the Netherlands bowl went to Kindness Counts. So thank you again, Kindness, for adding that to your order. So $14 for the French antique handkerchief. All right. All right. So this was, again, there are no accidents, but this was kind of a serendipitous find because I don't remember which one I found first. Doesn't really matter. But initially I found one of these first. And the French handkerchief goes to Halem and Melody in Pennsylvania. So thank you, Halem, for getting in and grabbing that one. So this is the first, I think this was the first one I saw. It's just this little, it's a hardcover kind of a, fiberboard bound, covered book, Bricklayer Masons and Plasters International Union of America, Apprentice Working and Do Book. And when you open it up, you have the information, the membership information of August Wilkie, who was a union member of the, what did I just say? The Bricklayers Union. So you've got all of his information and membership information. And then as you go into the booklet, it actually, there's an embossed stamp. You can kind of see a little bit there on the back. As you go through the booklet, it actually keeps track of him paying all of his individual dues. And then it was either this one, no, it must have been the other one. One of them also maintained when he had his military service. So you can see they marked where his military service was in 1953. So as I mentioned, I think this was actually the one I found first, the one that had the military service reference. So this one was the Bricklayers International Union. What was the difference? This is the union book. This was the apprentice book. And what I discovered after I picked them both up, they're both the same man. So I had planned on buying these and then selling them separately, but because they're the same guy, he was an apprentice first and he filled out this book and then he ended up getting this book. And so this is the continuation. Because of that, I don't want to separate them, so I'm selling them together. Admittedly, this is one of those cases where it's extremely cool, but what are you going to do with them? To me, this would be fun, even in a big one of the, if it's a big enough junk jar, lean this up against the edge of the jar and you put stuff around it, because even the cover, it looks kind of cool. Or you end up putting it in the backdrop of an industrial display. A lot of times, you get those like metal cases that have like little slots and things. You could prop these up. And the fact that you have both of them, it's just this little encapsulated history lesson about this one guy that I just think is great. It's super cool, but it's not necessarily particularly valuable. So I was able to get them for a good price, and I'm passing them on for $6 for the pair. So $6 for this pair of books, and I hope whoever buys them will choose to also try and keep them together, but you can do what you want with them. $6 for the pair of Union Dues books. $6, giving me number 41. $6, number 41 for the Union Dues books. All right. Wasn't this past weekend, it was the weekend before, I did a deep dive. Actually, it was 2 weekends before. I did a deep dive with Joni from Vintagerous. If you're new to my channel, you may not be familiar with my deep dives. Basically, I pick a category and with a collector or maybe a reseller, and we kind of do the history of that one very specific topic. And Joni from Vintagerous did a deep dive with me on cigarette and non-sport trading cards. She had a small collection, I had a small collection, and tonight I'm pulling up some of the extras that I had. And it's one of the cooler, it's kind of a cool set. It is, these happen to be tea trading cards. So these are probably from the 50s. They're British costume cards. So you can see they're from Brook Bond Tea. They're British costume cards, and what these are individual costumes. And so it's ironic that what made me late for logging in for tonight's sale was me trying to identify a set of costume drawings that were posted on Instagram. But you've got all of these individual cards. There's 6 cards. This one says day clothes. Day clothes of about 1350. So we're doing some 14th century stuff here. This one was formal clothing from the 15th century. This one is ladies' day dress of about 1490. And this one was man's formal clothing, 1600s. So we've got some historic British costuming cards. There's a set of 6 of these cards, and I'm selling that set of 6. It's a partial set. I'm selling a set of 6 for $5. So $5. Okay, can we come up with a joke with the coconut jokes here? Well, okay, let's just say she needs some coconuts because that dress is barely being held up. So, okay, that was rude. But so we've got a set of 6 British costume cards from Brook Bond Tea. 6 cards for $5. So $5 for the set of trading cards. $5 by giving me number 2. British costuming, number 2, $5. And number 41, the Union books went to Brooke Lagan. So thank you, Brooke, for picking those up. All right. I don't know if Tim is still here, but Tim initially put me onto the concept of these. I actually bought some from him, and I've resold several of them. I sold on Etsy. This is one that I picked up this weekend at the flea market, and I decided to throw it into the sale. You know, you're probably not going to get it in time for St. Patrick's Day at this point. You know, I will try and ship it out as soon as I can, but you do have a horse brass. So the idea behind these was you would put these on the bridle of the horse. Sometimes they're just decorative hanging down the side. Sometimes there were awards. This one happens to, just represent the clover, and it says Ireland on the bottom. The back does not have it marked in any way. Almost thought it did. It doesn't have a mark in any way. So it's just a traditional horse brass. I picked up my first ones from Tim. This is not one from Tim, but anytime I see horse brass, I think of Tim. I don't know if that's a compliment, but it's true. So you got the horse brass from Ireland. It is available for $7. $7 for the horse brass by giving me number 94. $7.94 for the Ireland horse brass. Thanks, Cindy. Thanks for joining us. Let's see. And number 2, the T cards went to Nettie. So thank you, Nettie, for picking up the Brook Bond T cards. All right. This one actually came out of my booth. It was actually in my booth pretty much from the day it opened, and I just thought it was cute, and I don't know why it never sold, but I kind of had to stop asking that because it was frustrating. It's just this little quirky, little humorous dish, probably from the 70s, maybe 80s. There's no marking or maker, House did stuff like this. But you've got around here, I have a very responsible position. Every time something goes wrong, I'm responsible. So to me, this could be attached to my computer at work, but regardless, it's just a cute little, change dish, key dish. It's just a little shallow. It's very shallow. You can see it's not very deep. So it's really more for the humor of it. You can put it in a stand. It's not very heavy, so you can probably attach it to maybe do Velcro or something to the wall. It just never caught on. I only had it for $4 in the booth, so here I'm selling it for $3. So $3 for the little humorous glass. It is glass, little glass dish. $3 by giving number 11. $3, number 11 for the glass dish. And the horse brass, number 94, went to Dawn Schonkweiler. So thanks, Dawn, for picking that up. I thought for sure you'd be going after and maybe you tried, but I thought for sure you'd be going after that French handkerchief. All right. This was on, speaking of French, let's see if there might be some coconut references in here. So this was on my Instagram channel. And this is something that I just love. I went to the 1982. There's your history. We'll do a history trivia question. 1982 World's Fair was held in what state? I went to the 1982 World's Fair. I was not aware that there was a French version of it, or a Canadian version, French-Canadian version, Expo 67, which was representing 100 years of Montreal. So Expo 67 was in Montreal. There are actually some buildings there that are still exist. One of them was Habitat 67, which I had heard of and seen pictures of. It was kind of like an experimental housing development, kind of like modular housing. It was built as part of Expo 67. So what this was, and I don't think anyone mentioned, I didn't see any answers for where the 1982 World's Fair was. 1982 World's Fair was in Knoxville, Tennessee. And there's a big, it's like the Sun Dome or something like that. It was like a big golf ball on a tee, like a golf tee. That's the building that's still around there. I think The Simpsons had it in an episode and they turned it into the Hall of Wigs. But anyway, this is a passport from Expo 67. So what this would have been, and this is similar to what was happening in the 1982 World's Fair, and I'm sure all the other ones, you could get different tickets. This one happened to be a 7-day ticket. And so you bought the passport, which now I have to try and pick up off the floor. And that's easier said than done because I'm surrounded by stuff I'm selling. Okay, sorry about that. In the center of it, there are 7 tickets. And then the concept behind this was the first day you went, you got it punched, and then you could go 7 days in a row. So this person went, it looked like the first 2 days and the last 2 days. So I'm assuming this maybe was a local. And the other reason I think it's a local is because when you went, you got a stamp to all of the different pavilions that you went to. So there were 62 different pavilions from like 100 countries, some of them combined into regional pavilions. This one, I just found it fascinating going through how these were stamped. Because first of all, I think this was Canadian because all of the individual provinces had their own stamps or their own pavilions. So Marion Shore went to the Western Canada Pavilion, the Quebec Pavilion, the Ontario Pavilion. Like they all just kind of divided it up. But some of them, it's like Israel, hey, we really wanted you to know you visited the Israel, so we're going to give you 2 stamps. My personal favorite is the United States pavilion. Was almost illegible and upside down. So basically we're like, yeah, we don't care that you're here. So that was the United States pavilion. Sorry, Nate, we didn't have a New Zealand, but we got an Australia stamp, which I know you were not related, but hey, you're close. So you had the little Australia pavilion. So there was just all these cool little stamps. It's just a snapshot in time. They actually are selling on eBay and Etsy. Julie from AJ's Retro, she actually mentioned that she still has her parents' had gone and like she still has her parents' passport. So it is just one of those little cool memorabilia things. The last one that sold of the 7-day adult passport, which is what this was, I think it sold for like $12. I mean, they're not particularly valuable. So I'm selling it for $5. So I just got I kind of thought it was a cool thing. I think it would, again, look kind of cool in the backdrop of a display. If it doesn't sell, it's going in my Globe display because I've got all kinds of international stuff up there. But I thought it was fun to share. And, we've got the World's Fair in Montreal. $5 for the passport and get it by giving me number 80. $5, number 80 for the passport. And number 11, the little humorous glass dish went to Chad. So thank you, Chad, for picking up that dish. So $5, number 80 for the passport. All right. This was from my booth. This thing I might have actually had in a live sale at one point. So I had put it in my booth and unfortunately didn't sell. So I'm selling it here. So this is, again, one of those cases, if you really do that industrial look, it is a very good patina of a tin tea box. So you can see the name of the tea is there on the top. What I think is cool about this box is this little circle is what opens. It's not the whole lid. It's just that little circular piece. I just think that's kind of cool. What I liked for it in the booth and probably why it didn't sell was because I was usually using it as a riser. So something else was always sitting on top of it because I liked the color, and then I could put like a teacup or something sitting on top of it and it just looked kind of cool. But maybe people didn't realize it was for sale or whatever. It never sold. It was only selling for $6 in the booth. So here I'm going to sell it for $4. So $4. Hey, Vintage Digs, $4 for the vintage tea tin. $4 by giving me number 54. $4.54 for the T10. And number 80, the passport goes to Canadian Gabrielle White. So did your family go to the expo as well, Gabrielle? We're going to have a little trip down memory lane. I'm glad you were able to pick that up. So 54, $4 for the tin. All right. Next item, giving Nate fair warning on this one. Hey, Maria. These were not in my booth. This is, I was selling several of these on Etsy. This ends up being a set of small bread and butter plates that are of the platinum platinum starburst. It's kind of that mid-century, but it's not I said atomic. It's not atomic. It's platinum starburst. It's got a slightly different design than the atomic starburst. I like these. It's got the silver on the rim. It's got the silver and gray little design, and I'm selling them as a set of 4. So a set of 4 for the for these little bread and butter plates. Just gonna sell them for $5. It weighs about 2 pounds for the set of 4, so not super heavy. That's why I broke them into a set. And there are 2 sets of these. So if people want them, the first 2 people that claim them would be able to each get a set. If you want both sets, just enter the number twice really quickly. So I mean, because they're a little bit heavier, they would be perfect for a slice of coconut cream pie. There you go. Even got a little bit of that color going into it. $5 for the 4 little plates. $5 by giving me number 70. $5, number 70. And it looks like 54 went to 54 went to, I thought 2 people. So yeah, 54 goes to Annette Fain. It's got another resident of the land of Lincoln. Thank you, Annette, for picking up the little tin box. So 2 sets of these, number 70, $5 for a set of 4. 2 sets are available. All right. This was fun. I meant to put these up on the Instagram, but I couldn't get a good picture of them because they kept falling. So what these are little, I'm going to assume they're child's clothing. I think they're too big to be doll clothes. So I think this is a set of children's clothing hangers. So you've got like a carousel. I guess you're kind of in a circus theme because you look like you've got a carousel in the middle, but then you've got seals balancing balls on the end. So you've got the circus in white, the circus in a powder blue, and then a circus in pink. So you get 3 of the same design in 3 different colors. And then you also have another, it's a slightly different color blue. It's a little bit more, you can see there's a difference between the 2 blues, but this one is blue with the sheep. And then that same sheep design is available in yellow. So this is a set of 5 children's hangers, vintage children hangers in 5 different colors, 2 different designs. There will be individual ones of these available later in Trusty's bargain bin, but I went ahead and gathered the full set together as one package for the same price. So $2 for each individual hanger. So you get 5 hangers for $10, $10 for the set, and you get that by giving number 32. $10, number 32 for the set of 5 children's hangers. And yeah, this is the type of thing that I think, baby showers, that you might use these functionally, but something like decor, I think is really, even just that on a wall by itself, I think looks kind of cool because of that pattern that's in the middle. Oh, and there's Norma Jean, the future grandma. So Norma Jean, she is one of the sellers that'll be joining me next week in our the 4 sellers 1 sale. If you missed the announcement earlier, 4 sellers are going to be Vinny from Vintage Vinny, Katie from Vintage and Vinyl, and Jeannie from Norma Jean Plus One. So those will be the 4 sellers going to my live sale next week. And And then it looks like number 32, the hangers went to Tammy Renee Walker. Thank you, Tammy, for picking those up. And I'm going to prop my no sale shelf. We sold one of the batches of I do it so my name's not covering it. We sold one of the batches of plates, but the other batch is still available. So there's a set of 4 of those plates available for $5. Okay, and then it looks like the already announced hangers. Okay, so the next one, I just thought this was super cute. Again, kind of going in the children's area. Kids could do a lot with coconuts, but this is just an adorable little like melamine plastic plate. It does not say Melmac. There's nothing on the back. What I found interesting with this, and I meant to look it up, so you guys might know this. The name of the plate, he's Dandelion. So like he's kind of on a circus, like a little circus mount there, Dandelion. But it says it's Lenox ware. And I don't know if Lenox ware is related to Lenox China. So it just says Lenox ware. And then it says Lenox Plastic Corporation. So they could be completely unrelated. I just thought it was interesting. But it's just a super cute, and it's in really good condition. It's a little vintage, like little plate. I think you could use it for food. I mean, I used to eat off these all the time. The McDonald's plates, totally were fine. This one, you could use it, but I think this would look great in either, again, a children's nursery. If you've got a little circus motif going, I know that Mary Beth, has all kinds of circus stuff, that this would just look a cute little backdrop for something like that, for like a children's circus theme. And I got it for an inexpensive price, so I'm passing it off. It's only $6. So $6 for the little Dandelion Lenox ware plate. $6, number 93. $6.93 for the Dandelion melamine plate. All right, another item that came from my booth. This is one, I had 3 pieces of this. 2 of them sold on Etsy. Actually, I think one sold on Etsy, one sold in the live sale, and then one went to the booth. The one in the booth never sold. So I'm bringing it out here. So this is perfect for spring. Let me get that butterfly going the right direction. So you've got this little tiny butterfly painted onto, these little sweet sprigs of yellow flowers. It is done by Lissy Kaplan, Lissy Kaplan, it looks like. She did a series of these. This is part of the gift craft group that she did. Some of them were one I had that was hers hand painted, that was a gift for a baby shower. This is part of the gift craft line. It's just a sweet little dish. You can barely tell on the very, very edge. You can see there's like a really like a lime green shadow line kind of going around the outside. It's just very light green within the green flowers. And actually the flowers, the one the butterfly's on is yellow, but then there's also like kind of a periwinkle blue and a pink. So there's a couple different colored flowers. Super, super sweet. Butterfly coconut kisses. There you go, Grandma 211. For the little Lissy Kaplan, I originally had it in the booth for $12 and I marked it down to $7. So $7 for the little Lissy Kaplan plate. $7, perfect for your spring vignette. Number 76. $7.76 for the little butterfly Lissy Kaplan dish. And number 93, the Dandelion plate goes to Old Stuff, Beth, Texas. Hope you are completely recovered. You have your electricity, because now it's probably already 100 degrees down there with 99% humidity and you need your air conditioning. So because Texas just seems to be like that. So I hope all is well for you, Beth. And it looks like number 76, the Lissy Kaplan dish, goes to Tammy Renee Walker. Excellent. Thank you so much. All right. This one also picked up in the flea market this weekend. If you followed my Instagram and some of my stories, this probably goes back almost a year. I had a little wooden carving that ended up being one of my best finds and flips ever. I found a little tiny, probably about this size. It was a little tiger that had a little Letterman sweater on that turned out to be a carved Princeton University mascot from the 30s. And I bought him for $4 and ended up selling him for $175. When I found this, I kind of had the same high hopes. Yeah, well, that didn't seem to turn out that way. So I just found this is just absolutely adorable. Let's make you fall in love with a little teddy bear who's basically begging for food. Like the stance on this is just absolutely adorable. You know, you set him on any sort of table, he would be looking up at you going, feed me. It does appear to be hand carved. You can see around the neck that it does appear to have been done by hand. It doesn't have quite the refinement of the tiger, the Princeton mascot that I had. But I do feel that it's actually got some really nice coloration, and it does. It has a super, super sweet face. I don't know what he is. I couldn't find anything else. He doesn't have any marks. He does have 2 little pinholes in the bottom, but I think that's probably how they held him while he was being carved. He's probably somehow like mounted to something in order to do that. So there's really no marks. He just seems to be hand carved, super, super sweet with just that adorable, adorable little face. And got him for a good price, so I'm going to pass him off at a good price. He's $8. So $8 for the little hand carved wood teddy bear. $8 by giving me number 72. And to be honest, Southern Buckeye, I do not know. I can't imagine it's walnut because I think walnut's really, really hard to carve. But I don't know. Katie might know a little bit better because I think the darker wood is really colorized. So I don't know, Katie, if you know what kind of wood he is, but my understanding is walnut's really a very, very hard wood. And I don't think it typically gets carved, but I don't know. So number 72, $8 for the adorable. Please, I want some more teddy bear. So number 72 goes to Karen Radford, picks up the sweet teddy bear. So congratulations, Karen, for picking up the bear. All right. This was in my Instagram. This one, I give a shout out and thanks to Katie from Vintage and Vinyl. She's an expert in elegant glass. And between her and a little bit of help with Google Lens, and I don't know how to do this so that you guys will actually be able to see it. Let me find something with a darker backdrop. You can see it has an orchid etching. And so we did a little bit of digging on that, and it turned out it was Heisey. And what made it even cooler, in my opinion, were these cool feet. They're dolphin-shaped feet. So there's little 3-foot, 3-padded feet on here that are all in shapes of these little dolphins. It's etched all the way around the outside, with the broadest part being the orchid being etched in there. It's absolutely stunning. I absolutely fell in love with it. I knew I had to have it. And then it's not like the weight of crystal, like sometimes you can tell, but it does have a decent weight to it that I knew it was going to be quality glass. So I bought it, came home, Kitty helped me, posted on Instagram, and a couple other people gave me more details. It's called the mint, and I don't know what the MINT is, why that's part of the design name. But there was a full name, but it also was called the Orchid Etch. So it's a 5.5 inch. There's a bunch of these that are listed on Etsy. This was where this was headed. But there's a bunch of them listed on Etsy, and they come across like 4 or 5 different sizes. This one has pretty regularly sold in the $20-ish range. There's some listed for a little under that, some that are a little over that. There's one listed in this size for $74. I don't know where that person was insanely thinking that they could get that, because that's not it. To my knowledge, I do not see, we just asked that Buckeye, I don't see any mark on the bottom. Originally there was price tags on the bottom, so I was having a hard time in the store, but even since I came home and I pulled those off, I do not see anything on the padded feet or on the bottom. So, but I'm not an expert in Heisey glass, so I don't know how they normally would mark it, but that definitely is their etched dish. And then probably the mints, maybe it is just a mint dish. So that might be what he meant, Chad. Because when they gave me the description, it said mint, and I'm like, what? So anyway, It's a beautiful dish, and I'm selling it for 10 bucks. It's in perfect condition, no chips, no cracks. It is absolutely gorgeous. Look great whether you hold mints in it or anything else. 10 bucks for the Heisey glass dolphin-footed orchid etch by giving me number 85. $10, number 85 for the orchid inch mint. And you know what? If you put one big coconut in there, it'd be like a little pedestal for your coconut. So you never know. All right. 85, number 10, or 85, $10 for the Heisey dish. All right. I just messed up my little tower, so I'm going to make sure I get my cards right here. All right. So I'll do this one next. This one had a fighting chance of staying within our personal collection because if you're familiar with my channel, all things German and all things Austrian stick around for a while. But this ended up being, I'm more the Austrian side, Huckster Helpers more the German side. This did not meet her muster, so she is not keeping it. But it is an absolutely gorgeously glazed, salt glaze, Staffel stoneware, Bavarian plate, German plate. When I looked up Staffel, it was a name that I did not recognize. When I looked up Staffel, they seem to be associated with Breweriana. Say that fast. So beer steins and beer drinking ware. So the Bayern is Bavaria, and then all around it are the shields of towns within Bavaria. So Amelia, the Huckster Helper, did a study abroad program during high school. She lived in Nuremberg for the summer. We've been to a couple of these. She's been, and I've been to a couple of these towns. It's just a gorgeous glaze. It's in absolutely perfect condition. It's trying to replicate what my 19th century stoneware is doing, but this is definitely a 20th century piece. But it is beautiful, and that dark cobalt blue glaze. This is going to look good in just about anything with a lot of wood. I mean, just look how good that just pops against the wood. So this is a Staffel, again, Staffel, Staffel stoneware, Bavarian plate, and it is 12 bucks. So $12 for the coconut blue Bavarian glazed salt glaze. $12 by giving me number 28. $12, number 28 for the dark blue glazed stoneware. All right. So let's see. 85. The Heisey Bowl went to Dara Stone. I apologize, Dara, if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. You are new to me, so congratulations. Because I believe you are new to me, just make sure you send me an email to the email address on the screen, and so I know where I'm going to be shipping that to. And then, let's see, so that was the bowl. Looks like we had no takers on 28, so the German salt glaze is going to go onto Etsy unless someone buys it here. Number 28 for 12 bucks. Okay. The next item, you can see a trend here. I had a stack of these plates that were kind of becoming towery. We're jumping into Disney World. So we've got this little aluminum serving tray, a little drinks tray. This one does not have any information on it regarding its age. It does have Cape Kennedy on there with a rocket taking off. So we can't be super, super old. We're at least into the 60s, but I don't know what else on here would end up being kind of an indicator of time. I mean, all the characters are pretty much the traditional. They do show Jungle Book. So I don't remember when Jungle Book came out, but that doesn't seem like something that would normally hit, a highlight of a drinks tray. So I'm not sure. Maybe this came out shortly around the time or right after Jungle Book was done. So I'm going to say, just based on the general, this is 60s, maybe going into the 70s. So you've got the Walt Disney World, Florida drinks tray. It's very lightweight, so it will not take much to ship this. And it's only $8. So $8 for the little vintage. So Jamie's saying the same thing. Probably late 60s was the Jungle Book. So I would say that probably matches, late 60s, maybe going into the 70s because of the black and the gold. But here you go, Jungle Book swinging from the coconut trees. So you got $8 for the drinks tray by giving me number 77. $8.77 for the Walt Disney World drinks tray. All right, this came from the flea market. And I did quite a bit of research on this one and really was coming up somewhat empty on this exact item or this exact style. So what I've got, you also will see a lot of Russian items in my sales because I personally am a Russian area studies minor. Once upon a time, I could speak the language. Now I can barely recognize the alphabet. But this is a very distinct style of Russian folk art design, kakloma ware. It's basically lacquer. What I liked about these is they are clearly a pair, but they are not, because I say they're a pair because they are not identical. A lot of times, this is just, to keep in mind, a lot of times you'll see bookends or things that they're the exact same item. That is not a pair of bookends. That is two items that have been put together to make bookends. A true pair will be complementary. So this one, I believe, is the male and the female. In a pair of bookends, you might have one face might be looking one way and the other face is looking the other way. If you ever see two pieces that are identical and they're being sold as a pair, really check twice, because it's not saying it can't happen, but in general, a pair would be designed to go together, not just being two of the identical things. So here are two things that are clearly designed to go together. Had to do some research because I didn't know what these were, and I kind of still don't. They are ladles, is what most people were calling them, but these are really big ladles. I mean, you've got a cauldron, you could really start scooping stuff out of there. It could be a bowl, but the bird kind of gets in the way of reaching into the bowl. So you'd have to kind of grab it from the front. So it's just kind of a cool piece. The closest I came was a pair of these bowls. Did not have the same these birds, but they did have a pair of birds. And it had, I think they were listed for 50. Most things were selling in like 25 to 50 range, that are of this size, or like 15 to 20 each, because a lot of times you only had one. So I do have the pair, but I was able to get it at a good price. So I'm going to pass it on to a good price to you by selling them for $15 for the pair. So $15 for the pair of kakloma ladles with the bird design, $15 for the Russian lacquer by giving me number 22. $15.22 for the lacquer kakloma ladles / bowls. And nobody wanted the Jungle Book and his coconuts, so we're going to put that there and see if somebody wants them later. All right. Let's see. We're going to go back to Illinois. So I have had multiple pieces on my sale in the past for Abington pottery. And this is one that never came into my sale because this one it's a little bit of a larger piece. It's a very decorative. It's a console bowl, so you can see the scroll work on either sides. To be perfectly honest, this was something that I felt that people that were looking for that farmhouse look and that Magnolia Farms look, I thought this color blue would actually do really well at the booth. Once again, I was wrong. So it did not sell in the booth. Eventually I marked it down to $15. Did not end up selling. And of course, we've got a question of its size. Let me see if I can see I usually start out with my tape measure out and I don't see it. I might be sitting on it. So hold on. I'm wearing pants so I can do this. Yes, there it is. Pardon me. Well, this looks really awkward, everybody. There it is. Benefits of sitting on a piano bench. It's got storage. So the Abington console bowl is 14.5 inches from like the tippy of this, like this scroll, this piece. So like 14.5 from that scroll piece to that scroll piece. So lengthwise is 14.5 inches. And width side to side looks like just under 6. And height, I don't know which is taller, the scrolls or the middle. So height is like, yeah, the scrolls are taller, about 4.5 inches tall to the top of that scroll. So whatever I just said out loud, those are the measurements because I did not write them down. So I originally had it for, I think 30. Yeah, originally I had it for 30, marked it down to 15, selling it here for 14. $14 for the Abington console bowl in the kind of the pretty blue. $14 by giving me number 9. $14, number 9 for the Abington console bowl. And it looked like number 22, the Kakloma, goes to Jewel T. So thank you, Julie, for picking those up. All right. I'm going to go back to another larger piece. This was also something that was in the booth. Kind of a mid-century modern serving tray. Don't know if this will do any better than my Disney, but this is, I actually don't know what this would be considered. I'm going to just say it's plastic, but it doesn't, it's not the plastic that you think of as like contemporary plastic. It's almost like a composite plastic. You know, you probably can't really tell from the side, but you know, it's got this matte finish to it. It's not like a cheapy plastic. I hate to say it that way, but it's older plastic. So I would pretty much give this like a 60s vibe, you know, kind of an Italian, you know, you got the little bottle with the fruit. I don't know why there's a key. I don't know if there's some symbol or some like logic to when you have all these different symbols, like what the key means. Like, you know, you have a key party. I don't know. You don't hold many keys on this tray, so it's if you only have a couple people at your key party. But this is, it's unsigned. There's no label, no maker. The only thing it says on the back is you can see a very small impressed mark that says Japan. So you've got this very nice, like, it's yellow. I mean, like, I'd say mustard yellow, green, and red. So you kind of got a 3-color and then a jet black on the back. One point I had it for 9, marked it down to 8. Here I'm marking it down to 7. And you know what? That could be a really pale coconut. You know, somebody that hasn't been in the sun. So you've got $7 for the mid-century modern yellow tray. $7 by giving me number 37. $7.37 for the tray. And number 9, the Abington console bowl, went to Karen Radford. So thank you, Karen, for picking that up. All right. Another big piece I need to get out of the way here. This one, if you followed some of my sales, or I don't know if I didn't have this in a sale. I did a video of an estate sale, and then on Instagram, the Huckster Helper and I put this puzzle together. It is a Springbok puzzle dated from 1973. It is complete. I can confirm that because the Huckster Helper and I put it together. It's, well, that's the image of it, kind of a Buddha against a stone wall. And then that's the formal name to it. I'm not going to try and slaughter that, but, you know, there you go. And it is Springbok. And then you can see, no, there it doesn't have it. Where did you see the date? Oh, on the back. So you can see the copyright there, 1973. So you've got the complete puzzle. I mean, it's been opened and everything, but the box is still in pretty good condition. All the pieces are there. So if you're, you know, if weather's warming up, so you may not want to be as inside, but hey, get a rainy day, or you're in Texas and you need to enjoy your air conditioning, you've got something to put together, and it's only $6. So $6 for the vintage puzzle, and the size is 20 by 20. $6 for the Springbok puzzle by giving me number 39. $20 for number 39. And we've got Gabrielle with Kuan Yin was how I was supposed to say that. All right, I might have guessed that if I really gave a shot. So Kuan Yin puzzle number 39 for $6. And number 37, the yellow mid-century modern tray, went to Chad at Shop Retro Days. All right. And then it looks like number 39 is going to Laura Ann. So thank you, Laura, for picking that up. All right, so we went to the Far East in the puzzle. And then we're going to come back west a little bit. And I don't think Diana's here, and my Huckster Helpers not here. So I'm going to let you guys look at this, and I'm going to see if I can find. She translated this for me. We'll see if I don't know if we've got any German speakers out there. She said this was done in a Bavarian dialect, but it has something about when you're drunk. And sorry, I meant to pull this up earlier and I forgot. There we go. It is when I'm thirsty, nothing matters to me. So you've got a guy in lederhosen drinking from a beer stein against a parking sign, no parking sign. So you've just got this stein. It does not have its maker. There's no maker's mark or anything on it. It's again some salt glaze, probably a little bit more modern. I don't think it's contemporary, but we're probably in the 20th century. But she said that is the Bavarian dialect that is listed down there. It's just a cool stein in great shape. It is impressed with a half liter, as a lot of those steins are, and it is available for $8. So $8 for the stein, $8 by giving me number 96. $8.96 for the drunken phrase. All right. Go back to Nate. All right, so that was $96, $8. All right, I've had several pieces of this copper luster ironstone that has been made. I had bought this as a very large set. This ends up being a relatively small tray. Let me pull. I've got my tape measure, not sitting on it anymore. So it is 9.5 by 6 3/4. So it's a nice, for one, it's a nice size. It would actually hold quite a bit. Be small fruits, vegetable. You could use this, but it's a great piece to be in a display because it's not going to cost that much to ship it. And it's just got that great, the really heavy ironstone. It's Alfred Meekin, England. So I mean, it's well-made, well-known ironstone. I originally had it in the booth for $10, marked it down to $5. It still didn't sell, so I'm selling it here for $5. So $5 for the Alfred Meekin tray or bowl, and I just found 2 cards that both say $5. So hold on, let me make sure I got the right one. Yep, that's the right one. So $5 for the copper T. That's the pattern from Alfred Meekin. $5 by giving me number 49. $5 for 49 for the little copper T leaf pattern shallow rectangular bowl. I think someone grabbed 96. Yeah, Thomas Lynch. So number 96 goes to Thomas Lynch. So thank you, Thomas and Sue, for picking that up. I'll take that off the no sale shelf. And number 49, the ironstone, goes to Diane Broderick. Thank you, Diane, for picking up the ironstone. All right. Next piece is haven't had a lot of textiles, although I just had a handkerchief. This is one that went into my booth in the fall, and it should have sold in the fall because of the colors. So this is just one of those cases where I don't want to store this until next fall. So offering it to you guys at half price. So this is basically a table runner. Again, if we look at the measurements of it, from end of fringe to end of fringe, you're looking at 31 inches by 10. So 10 by 31 is the size of this. It does have kind of the two-tone that happens when you do the woven work, because you've got the primarily brown with the orange in the middle, but then you flip it over, you've got the primarily orange with the brown in the middle, with the brown and orange fringe. So like I said, it was in my booth for $10. I'm now selling it for $5 for the table runner by giving me number 12. $5, number 12 for the orange autumnal colored table runner. All right. This one, I apologize, I did not clean. I meant to, but just time got away from me today. Had a hard day at work. This is, got this at the flea market, which is why it's a little dirty. So I will clean this up before I send it. This is, actually, I think this ended up in my, Instagram feed. It is Fire King Platinite. And it took me forever to figure out what it was. So the orange textile went to Sheila Putman. So thank you, Sheila, for picking up the autumnal table runner. It is a glass Fire King bowl, Platinite. So you've got a color on the inside with white on the back, and you've got kind of that ribbing, on the back. The color is showing more sagey in the screen. Here it's really more of a lime green. It's actually fairly bright considering the age of something like this. But it's got these like crimping on the corners, and I could not figure out what that meant. Like, what would this be used for? The fact that it was colored on the inside and white on the outside, and with this crimping, I'm like, I don't think it's a baking piece, but it could be. I finally found something that, if you want the coconut leaf green, it is a flower bowl. That's what I think it is. Like, because I saw it, if you see it on the internet, it must be true. So somebody called it a flower bowl or a flower garden bowl, which I could kind of imagine that. So if you like put some, either artificial or some air plants and something like this, it's really a nice decorative piece with a really pretty color on the bottom that's just a little bit more than just an oval. So it's super pretty. It didn't seem to be particularly common. I did struggle to find these, to figure out what they were and what they were selling for. The handful that I sold were going in around the $20 mark, but I did not find this color. So we're starting off with the lime green one, and it's in perfect condition, no chips, no cracks, just a little dirty, and I will clean that up before I send it to you. But I'm selling it for $9. So $9 for the little flower garden Fire King bowl Platinite in the lime green. $9 by giving me number 46. $9.46 for the lime green Platinite. Linda asked to see the Disney tray again. So it's $77, $8. So you've got the Disney characters that are on there. You've got Donald, and then evidently Huey, Dewey, or Louie. Two of them must have drowned the third. You've got Mickey, you've got Goofy. Is that a bear? I'm not sure what that little bear is. And then you've got what was the orangutan? Louie? And then you've got the crocodile from Peter Pan. And there was a remnants of a label at one point on the back, but I don't know. But we guessed the age was late 60s because of Jungle Book. So number 77, $8 for the tray. Let's see. And let's see. Can't get to Nate's note. So number 46 went to Dara Stone again. So again, thank you, Dara, for picking that up. And that was the lime green. And then coming behind it is the exact same shape, but in a peach color. So it looked kind of pink on screen. Well, actually, it looks kind of pink here too. I would have said peach, but I'm kind of looking at it, I'm thinking it is kind of pink, but it's like a peachy pink. So you've got the exact same under piece. It's all Platinite, still Fire King, still a garden bowl. It's still $9, but now for the peachy pink color, $9, and that is number 79. $9.79 for the peachy bowl. All right. This one's not as old because I don't really want to sell it if it gets too old. But this, again, comes out of my booth. This is really heavy in tea. Did loose tea. I did the strainers, like the little steeping things for tea. I sold teapots. I sold tea cups. I sold all kinds of stuff. I had all kinds of serving trays. It did okay, but it didn't go crazy. And not all of the tea sold. So what I've got here is some of the tea that I sold that per my contract, I'm not able to sell it on Etsy or eBay. Even selling it here might be pushing it a little bit. But this was available in my booth. I'm now making it available here. Originally, the canisters of tea were $9, and the little steeper thing was $3. So this would have been $12. I'm now selling the pair with the William Shakespeare blend, William Shakespeare black tea blend, selling the 2 pieces for $8. So $8 for the tea and the strainer, $8 by giving me number 33. $8, number 33 for the tea and strainer. And number 79, the pink platinite plate went to Kindness Counts. So thanks for picking up another piece, Kindness. All right. This one I picked up as new. This came from the flea market this weekend. It's just a simple mug. And it is, it's called In Disgrace. I've actually sold this print before. I actually had a matted print. It's one of the first things I ever bought and sold on Etsy. It was this exact piece of art. It is from Bessie Pease Gutman. So this was part of a series of mugs from 1985. You know, they did these with Rockwell art. They did these with all different kinds. I just thought this was super sweet. And it's not something you see all the time, but you get the little girl hiding in the corner with her little dog behind her. So I have a feeling I meant to buy this for the fundraiser for the Dachshunds, and I forgot and put it in the sale. So you get a chance to buy it here. So you get a little puppy dog with a little girl from Bessie Pease Guzman, and it's $5. So $5 for the little mug, $5, and it is number 74. $5, number 74 for the little mug. And number 33, the tea and the strainer went to Linda Clark. So thank you, Linda, for picking that up. All right. This was on my Instagram. I thought this was super cute. And it turns out this company made a ton of these. It's from the Lunt Silver Plate Company. And what they are these tiny little birthday candle holders. So this one happens to be the series of teddy bears, which actually ended up being, it seemed like this was one of the less common ones. There was a train that was super popular, and there were all kinds of those and all kinds of sales comps. And there were a couple other designs. This one is the bears. And so I'm going to try and do the best I can to show you the bears without it zooming in on me. So let's see if I can do this. But you can see some of them have like interesting faces. They almost have sneers on them. That's like, yeah, I'm holding your heart, but I'm going to beat you over the head with it. So each one of them has just like a little place to hold one of those really small sized birthday candles. So I would assume the concept behind this, you would get this almost for like as a shower gift or something for the mom, that the first year you'd only put one in there too. So you could do this up until your child turns 6. So you just had this cool little set of birthday candle holders. Again, there's different styles available. The teddy bears definitely were available. So I kind of looked at the pricing. They were typically selling in the $18 to $25 range. So I'm selling them for $12. So $12 for the set of 6 silver plate Lunt teddy bear birthday candle holders. $12 by giving me number 17. $12 for number 17. And number 74, the girl with the dog mug, went to Sandra Loza. So thank you, Sandra. You are also, I think, a new name to me. I always love when new people join my sales. So thank you so much. Just make sure you send me an email to the email address there. It's THM, as in Trusty Huckster Mercantile, THMvintage@gmail.com. So silver-plated teddy bears go on the not sold shelf. All right. Next piece is, I can't have a live sale without coasters. So keeping track on my time here, because I do have Trusty's bargain bin is tonight. So I want to make sure I've got time for the Trusty bargain bin where everything is $2. This one is actually kind of embarrassing because this has been in my booth basically since I opened it in the fall. And everyone knows, if you're new to my channel, I love coasters. So this is a set of coasters and a set of like little placemats. Now, my dinner plate is bigger than that placemat. So I think these are more decorative or more designed to be trivets. What I did not recognize at the time I put them out is it came with a box, and they all match. Came in the box, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's a set. You know, how wonderful. Well, the box says it's got 6 table mats in it, and it doesn't. It has 4 table mats and 4 coasters. So somewhere along the line, this set got broken up, or they bought the coasters and they bought the table mats. Some of them got broken up, and when I bought them, this is how they were put together. I thought this was the set. So I've been selling this as a complete set, and it's not. So I marked down the price when I recognized that. I had them for 12, marked it down to 9, and now tonight I'm marking them down to 6. So there are 8 pieces in here, 4 for the coasters and 4 of the table mats. So you're getting 8 pieces from Cloverleaf. So they're not Pimpernel, but they're still that Pimpernel style. So they're the heavy, heavy, heavy cardboard, very thick, with the lamination on the top. And they're all like the little farm and landscape scenes. So you get 8 pieces for only $6. So you get the 4 table mats and the 4 coasters, $6. And you get that by giving me number 42. $6, number 42 for the placemats and the mini placemats and the coaster set. All right. One of the things that came out of my booth was something I was running out of. It's swizzle sticks. So I had a bunch of swizzle sticks. I did a deep dive with Rebecca from Kitschy and Bitchy. I just came across some old wedding pictures. Kitschy and Bitchy, she was in my wedding, and it was just hilarious to look how young we all were. Anyway, I've been selling swizzle sticks pretty much off and on, did them as a grab bag. These were some of the nicer ones, and I put these in the booth, and they were selling fairly well for $1 a piece. This is some of the ones that did not sell. So the coasters did not sell, so we're going to put those out here as well. So these are the ones that did not sell. You've got the Trader Vic's, the little kind of clown. I'm not exactly sure what he's supposed to be. You've got, these are all figural. You've got the bride and groom, which actually has the Laura and Joseph. I covered up the year, but you've got somebody's wedding favor. You get a little sailboat. You get a lobster. You get a moose. You get a knight in a suit of armor from the Castle Restaurant. You get the profile of Julius Caesar from Caesar's Casino. And you get a golf ball and golf club from Traverse City Country Club. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 swizzle sticks. These were all sold individually as $1 a piece. Instead, I will be doing this whole set for $5. So 8 swizzle sticks for $5 by giving me number 51. And Nate informs me that Terry Sarsanella will take the Lunt candlestick holders or birthday candle holders. So thank you, Terry, for picking that up. All right. This also came out of the booth, and it's actually related to the swizzle sticks because this is what the swizzle sticks were in. So the fact that this didn't sell wasn't overly shocking because I think people didn't realize it was for sale. It's actually a really nice shaker style box. It's modern. There's no age to this whatsoever. It's just a wooden box, very dark stain with like brass brads on it to look like some of my storage boxes I've got up here. But this is newer. Once had it in the booth for $10, and I'm selling it here for $5. So $5 for the little wooden shaker style box. Again, 100% contemporary. $5 by giving me number 89. $5.89 for the wooden box, and it does have a little bit of a lining in it, like a felt, like velveteen lining inside. wooden box, 89 net for $5. And 51, the swizzle sticks went to Linda Clark. So thank you, Linda, for picking up the swizzle sticks. All right, this one I picked up. This will probably end up going on to Etsy unless it sells here. But this is one of those cases. A lot of the stuff that was in my booth, I didn't want to have to ship. That was the whole reason it was in the booth. So I was marking things down. And so I did mark this one down. It's Red Wing pottery. It has a very pale pink on the inside, not quite as pale as what seems to be showing on screen. It's a very pretty pink, and then a gray on the outside. This had been in my booth for 20. It didn't sell, so I marked it down to 10, and I'm willing to sell it here for 10. But these sell for about 30 to 35 bucks online, which is why I bought it to begin with. So if I'm willing to ship it, I might as well put it on Etsy. But you guys get the deal. If I was willing to take 10 bucks for it in the booth, I'm willing to take 10 bucks for it here. So it's a beautiful Red Wing pottery. It's number 1306. It is a decent size, but it will fit into a 14 by 14 by 6, which is the size I use for my chop plates. So it does fit into a standard size box. I don't even have to Frankenbox it. So it's 10 bucks for the Red Wing, $10 by giving me number 7. $10, number 7 for the Red Wing console bowl. It's absolutely gorgeous. I do not know why it did not sell. Because again, I think these are Magnolia Field Farm colors. Get a 13-year-old. She's going to want pink. So number 7, $10 for the Red Wing console bowl. And let's see, 89. The wooden box went to Brooke Lagan. So maybe I can fit some of your other pieces in there, Brooke. So that'd be perfect. And number 7, the Red Wing console bowl goes to Chad. So just when I thought I'd be able to have a box big enough for him, he adds something bigger. So congratulations, Chad. We will figure out how to get everything to you. Appreciate you adding that to the mix. Okay. The next one, I've only got 2 items left, and then we've got the bargain bin. So I'm actually running pretty well on time. So the next one, there were 2 of these. I got these in an estate sale. The estate sale with the infamous maxi pads. I also got 2 of these Pump-Matic drink dispensers. It's literally what it looks like. You screw it or you put it into the top of a bottle of alcohol. It's got a little piece that goes down into the liquid. It runs off of batteries, and it pumps the liquid and dispenses it into your glass. I do not remember what I sold the other one for. I put it in my booth at $12. Actually, I think I originally put it at 14. Then I marked it down to 12, and then I marked it down to 8, and it didn't sell. So here I'm marking it down to 7. So $7 for the cordless electric Pump-Matic drink dispenser. I don't remember if I ever found a year on it. No, I don't think I ever did. I mean, from the packaging, I'm thinking 70s. But $7 for the coconut juice drink dispenser, $7 for number 36. $7, number 36. And actually, I have had in a trip to Malaysia, it was either Malaysia or Singapore, I actually did drink coconut milk straight from the coconut. That was the highlight of that trip, to be perfectly honest. So I have actually had real coconut. So I should remember the 3 holes, but I still don't because I'm sorry, this is still a bowling ball. But everyone else thinks it's coconut. All right, so number 36, $7. That went to Lori at Blue Flamingo Mercantile. So thank you, Lori, for picking that up. All right, the last piece I have is one of the largest pieces I have, and it was sitting underneath everything else. This one was also in the booth, and it is easy enough to ship. It is a little kneeler that folds up. So there you go. You've got this little upholstered kneeler with this, very traditional floral tapestry type fabric. On the edges, you've got the hammered copper or brass nail heads, holding the fabric trim into place. And then on the bottom, you've got the old brass hinges that collapse down. to make this so I can ship it flat. So this actually will not be that difficult to ship, and it's not that heavy in a weird coincidence, or just the way it is. It's almost top heavy because whatever is in here, see if I can get close enough to the microphone. It kind of feels, it's probably just really old fill. It's not, crunchy's not the right word, but it's kind of like a foam that when you squish it down, you can kind of feel the foam kind of give. That's kind of what's in there. So I don't know if what was filled, it's not like horsehair or anything like that. It's much more rigid and a little bit heavier. So it's like holding it, it feels heavy up here, not so heavy down here, but it's in absolutely fantastic condition. It actually does feel more like coconut husk. I don't think it's horsehair Southern Buckeye because it's too, I feel it's too uniform for that. But admittedly, I am not a upholsterer, so I've never ripped apart an old chair, and I don't actually know if this is old enough to be horsehair, because I think that's pretty old. I think the fact that this collapses down, I'm thinking this is probably 30s, maybe 40s. I can't imagine it's much older than that. I mean, we're not like medieval or anything. I just think it's super cool. I only had it for 20 bucks in the booth, and for whatever reason, it never sold. So I'm selling it here for 12. So $12 for this, what I think is like probably one of the coolest things on my sale tonight. $12 for this little tapestry covered floral collapsible kneeler. $12 by giving me number 83. $12, number 83 for the kneeler. So for my regular items, it looks like the only things that didn't sell were the royal blue or the dark blue Bavarian plate, the set of coasters, the Disney tray, and then the folding stool. So if somebody had claimed one of those and I missed it, let me know. But right now, oh, and I had an extra set of the platinum starburst bread and butter plates. So those are the items that I had left over. I sold one of the sets. That went to you, Lori. The other set, I had an extra set that was available. And it looks like number 83 went to Christy at Tippy Wings. Hey, Christy. Sorry, I didn't say hi to you earlier. I didn't see you. So thanks, Christy, for picking that up. Okay, so that means, what's number 70? It's a set of 4 of these little bread and butter sized platinum starburst plates. So all perfect condition. It's got the platinum colored trim. Really cute, smaller size, set of 4 for $5. I sold one set of 4 and I had a second set available. So I don't know. Somebody just asked that. So that's what that is. All right. Time for the bargain bin. So Nate just broke into a sweat, but it's not too bad, Nate. We'll start out with the hard one. So then the rest is just going to be skating through. So I alluded to this earlier. This is the hangers. I don't remember. I'm not going to look to see who bought them originally. What I sold earlier this evening was a set that was 5 different colors with 2 different designs. These are all identical. So what this is going to be is the first 3 people to claim, you get the blue sheep pattern. So you have set of 3, they're $2 a piece. Everything in the bargain bin is $2. So I'm going to give you a letter. The first 3 people that claim this will get a little, they're all identical. You will get one of the 3. If you want all 3, just try and enter the number as quickly as you can. And the top 3 that we see will get the $2 hanger. So if you like the little blue sheep, Baba blue sheep, hunting for some coconuts, you can get that for $2 by giving me a letter Q. Letter Q, $2, gets you one of the 3 blue sheep hangers. All right. So we got Karen Dondelinger and Lori at Blue Flamingo Mercantile. Looks like we only had 2 claimers. So we do have one left. Or no, there's another one. Lori wants 2 of them. All right. So Lori gets 2 and Karen gets 1. We also have a red glass bud vase. Nothing special with this one. There's a label on the top, which says it's handmade glass. Somebody said that that is the same label. I'm not sure if that's the same label or not. There's a label similar to them. They're like, oh, that's the IKEA label. I don't think that's the IKEA label, but I could be wrong. But regardless, I was selling it for $5. It didn't sell. I'm now selling it for $2. So IKEA or not, it's a red bud vase, perfect condition. I don't think it's flash, to be perfectly honest, because I think the color is too uniform. There's no wear, there's no scratches. It's just the weight of it does not feel like it would be flashed. I could be wrong. So don't kill me, but it's only $2. So $2 for the red bud vase, letter S. $2, letter S for the bud vase. All right, coming up next. This was actually something I found at the flea market. I thought was kind of fun. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going to give it to, going to put it into the live sale because I got them cheap. They are a little plastic container of Collinsware, which I've never heard of, cocktail short straws. I just was listening to a podcast and they were talking about short straws, and I didn't even know that that was a thing. So you've got glassware. It's a pack. I don't know if the tape that's holding this on, if this is contemporary, but there's the original price tag is in here. So I'm thinking that this might be original, but I don't know. The label appears to have a little bit of wear, like it has been opened. But hey, I have no idea. It's put enough of them in there, you can suck through your coconut milk. But it is a little Collinsware straw. I think this would look cute sitting in a vintage barware display. You might want to fix because some of the straws have fallen in front of the labels. You might want to pop it open and fix that. But it's only $2. So $2 for the little vintage cocktail short straw container with all the straws in it. It's got a little paperboard bottom. And for letter N for the short straws. Let's see. And letter S, the red vase went to Lynn Dowdy. So thank you, Lynn, for picking up the vase. All right, coming up next, we've got a little, another piece of restaurant ware that did not sell in the booth. Admittedly, this isn't typical restaurant ware. It looks more like a fine china mug or teacup. It is marked Syracuse China, so not everything they did was restaurant ware. So this isn't quite as heavy, but it is Syracuse. So it's just got a little rose pattern on both sides, a smaller one on that size, the larger one on this size, a very ornate handle with gold trim. I was selling it for $5 in the booth. It did not sell for $5, so I'm selling it here as letter H. $2, letter H for the Syracuse teacup / coffee cup. And letter N, the cocktail straws, went to Linda Clark. So thank you, Linda, for adding that to your order. And H is the Syracuse mug. All right. Letter H goes to Karen Dondelinger. All right. Next piece is going to be a double set. I did have an extensive barware collection on my Sin carts. Not all of them stayed true to vintage because that audience didn't seem to care. So I did have some mixed in there. And two of the things that I had were a double shot glass of Beefeater dry gin with the little Beefeater logo on it. And the other one was a Cuervo 1800 shot glass. You got a single height shot glass with a flared top and the double height shot glass with the straight edge. I used to sell, this one had been $4, this one had been $3, so $7 for the pair. I'm now selling the pair for $2. So for $2, you get both of the shot glasses. So I'm trying to clear inventory. $2 for 2 shot glasses by giving me letter T. $2, letter T for 2 shot glasses. All right. And this, I think I said the Syracuse mug went to Karen Donnelly. I think I said that. Next piece, this was probably more appropriate coming into the booth now, or if it had been in the booth now. This is a Mercedes-Benz issued picnic recipe book. over 40 recipes for dining in the great outdoors from Mercedes-Benz. So you've got some beautiful artwork and recipes to go along with these. None of the weird and disgusting Jell-O molds that Katie is now expert at. These are just all picnic. It's a really nice hardcover book with the original dust jacket, not particularly old. I think I did look at one point the date. It's from Collins, publisher San Francisco. It is a first edition, but it's printed in China, 1994. So there actually is some age to it. And it is a first edition, but it's a first edition of a advertising piece. So $2. It was in the booth for $3 and now selling it for $2. So $2 for the Picnics cookbook, $2 by giving me letter C. Cookbook, letter C for the Picnic cookbook. And the shot glasses, letter T, went to Thomas Lynch. So thank you, Thomas and Sue, for picking up the pair of shot glasses. All right. Next is another piece of restaurant wear, sort of. This is actually a piece of Pyrex. It is the Pyrex Bradford House mug. So it's got the Greek key design going all the way around the front and the back. And then in the middle, you've got the logo for Bradford House. So it is restaurant wear for Bradford House. It does say right on the bottom, it is Pyrex tableware by Corning, made in USA, 701-17. That's all molded into the bottom as Pyrex typically does. And it is the Bradford House coffee mug. I would say milk glass if I had to push comes to shove, because it is glass. It is translucent. I can see through it. So the Bradford House mug is letter Y. $2, letter Y for the Pyrex mug. And thank you, Trisha, for commenting. I actually did send you the invoice. I actually sent you the reminder yesterday. So there must be some disconnect. So I will try and send you a copy of the link as opposed to the actual email from PayPal to try and get that cleared up. So thank you for, I did not see you in the chat. So thank you for commenting on that. So letter C, the picnic book, cookbook went to Thomas Lynch. No, wait. Yeah, Thomas Lynch. He also got the shot glasses. 2 in the row got me confused. And then looks like I had no interest in the Pyrex mug. I didn't see any Y's coming through. That surprises me. Next one is a little elite tray, little aluminum tray with a fruit basket on there. It is an elite tray from Made in England. See, there's a little bit of distress, a little bit wear on the back. Selling it for, I had like 4 or 5 of these in the booth, all selling for $3.95. They all sold. Oh, letter Y went to Nettie. So I'm sorry, I missed that, Nettie. Pyrex mug went to Nettie. And so I had several of these in the booth. Those all sold. For whatever reason, this one did not. So it's just a nice little tray. It had been selling for $3.95. It's now selling for $2. So $2 for the little elite tray from England with the floral basket on there. $2, letter F. $2, letter F for the elite tray. And we got 2 items. No, we got 4 items left. Next one, I don't think I saw Nicole or Rebecca or Robin in the chat, but I still have my ode de main. It is a lighthouse trivet. I would have said at the time I picked it up, I would have said, oh, it's probably not all that old. The elite tray goes to Karen Dondelinger. I would say, oh, it's probably not that old, until I flipped it around and it shows on the cork backing, it shows it was given as a gift from Maine, from Joan, Betty, and Ed in 1982. So, you know, these are the types of things that they've been around for a long time. They haven't really changed all that much. It is simply a trivet. Can be used as a hot plate because there is a cork backing on it. So you could use this as a hot trivet, but it is designed to also hang. So it has the little hanger within the cork. So you can do it either way. So I don't know if I have any other Mainlanders in the chat, but you love Maine, you love lighthouses. You know, if you didn't know it was from Maine, you could have, that could probably be one of the Maryland lighthouses. They're running out of time, They keep getting torn down. So anyway, for Ode to East Coast Lighthouses, it's $2. So $2 for the 1982 Lighthouse Trivet, giving me letter K. Letter K, Lighthouse Trivet from Maine. Okay, $2 for the Trivet. All right. Next one is, this was something that I just thought was kind of cute. Oh, Rebecca is here. So we do have a mainlander, but it looks like you weren't fast enough. Rebecca, seems like you may not have gotten it. Can't return it back to you. Sorry. This one I just thought was kind of cute because it's just a toothpick holder, but it says Cracker Barrel Old Country Store. And I think a lot of people just thought this was something like super contemporary. I don't think it is. I think there's a little bit of age to it because it actually has the Paden City stamp on the bottom. So old or not, I just think it's like a kind of cute. It's like an old jug to hold toothpicks. I think it's kind of cute. I think it'd be good in just a little country kitchen, Cracker Barrel. I eat a Cracker Barrel when I'm traveling. It's just a cute little memento, whether it's like super new or super old. I doubt it's super old, but I think it's cute. And the little jug has got that pretty blue color on the top. So you've got the little Cracker Barrel from Paden City Pottery, Cracker Barrel toothpick holder, $2, letter R. $2, letter R for the toothpick holder. Hey, Mickey. Sorry, I didn't see you earlier. I didn't say hi. All right, I fell behind with Nate. Who got the trivet, Nate? Letter K. I think I missed that. Sorry, Karen got F, the tray. Nettie got the Pyrex mug. I thought I saw people claiming the K, claiming the trivet. So letter R, the Cracker Barrel goes to Thomas Lynch. So if somebody can remind me who got K, the main lighthouse trivet. I missed that in the chat. So scrolling up here to see if I can find it. But if somebody can put it in the chat if they saw who got it. Okay, so Thomas Lynch got the trivet. Okay. So Thomas Lynch got Thomas Lynch got the lightning internet tonight. So got the trivet. Thank you, everybody. So Thomas got K, the trivet went to Thomas Lynch. And also just verifying, also R went to Thomas Lynch. I think I saw that too, unless I wrote it down wrong. Letter R goes to Thomas Lynch. Okay, so I think I've got R and K both with Thomas Lynch. Okay, I've only got 2 items left. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. Yeah, supposed to be done by now. So last 2 items. One more coaster. I'd forgotten I had this as a coaster, but my other coasters didn't sell. So we'll see what happens with this one. This one I just thought was kind of cute. I actually picked this up at the flea market. It is just a Greek made clay pottery coaster piece, handmade. And you've got the Greek information on the back. I'm not going to try and pronounce any of that. Handmade by Thanos. It's just some really pretty colors. White glaze. This is a gloss glaze on the side, and then really bright colors, the orange and the blue and the yellow-orange on the sides. $2. $2 for the little clay coaster from Greece. $2 for letter M. $2 letter M for the coaster. And then the last piece, which I thought was kind of fun, this I also picked up this weekend. These I just think I think these need to be in a display, or I think some people might be creative enough to actually start using them. They are vintage canning labels. So you've got little Bon Appetit canning labels on here that you list the item and the date. It's new old stock. They're still in the original container. I don't know how old they were. They're past 1963 because there is an address on the back with a zip code. So they're definitely past the 60s, probably into the 70s, at least at some point, because there is a barcode. But you can see the barcode didn't start on there. It was applied later. So I'm thinking that this is probably like late 70s after barcodes started getting introduced. I have no idea. But I think this could look cool all on its own. The only downside is you can see the coloring of the plastic is like it's yellowed over time. So I don't think the labels are supposed to be that yellow. But you could take them out and actually start putting them on jars. And I think that could look really cool. And it's $2. It's the last item in Trusty's bargain bin for $2. So $2 for the batch of, what was the brand? Super Stick Mark Jam and Jelly Jars. Canning labels, identify fruit and vegetable preserves. $2 by giving me letter G. $2, letter G for the canning labels. And I'm confused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Sorry, my labels got messed up. I skipped something, but I'm out of items, so I think I just messed up my tags. Okay, so letter G goes to Sally Koska. So thank you, Sally, for joining us again. I think I missed you before. All right, so that is everything. For those who are having problems with your internet again, sorry about that. Still a few items that, an hour later, you could still be the first person to claim. Because I had the Disney tray did not sell. The salt glaze plate did not sell. I've got one more batch of the bread and butter plates and the set of coasters. So yes, Carolyn, I did. I just added another piece. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. You can see it. It's right there. That is my first stencil piece of stoneware. So that is Greensboro, Pennsylvania, 19th century, about 1870 to 1880. So that's my newest piece. So yes, I am slowly trying to build that collection, quality over quantity. And I've started adding the copper luster as well. So I hope you all had fun. Thanks for joining me tonight. Anybody who purchased for the first time, please make sure you send me your email and make sure you make note of the correct email address. That's become a problem lately. So it's THM, which stands for Trusty Huckster Mercantile, THMvintage@gmail.com. Just make sure you're sending me your shipping address, and so I can get you an invoice and we can take care of getting you paid. It does take me a couple of days to get all the invoices out. So if you don't have something from me by Sunday, go ahead and poke me again. Let me know that you didn't get it. It might be in spam. It might be just being, depending on how your firewall set out, you might be getting it blocked, but I'm not getting a notification it didn't go through. That's what typically happens. So I don't know you didn't get it, and you don't know why I didn't send it. So just reach out to me, Instagram, email, or even comment here within this chat that we're trying to get a hold of each other. Never put your mailing address in the comments. But if you don't hear from me by Sunday, something's wrong. So definitely reach out to me and we'll see if we can figure it out. So again, thanks so much everyone for joining, and thank you for your time. Hope you had a good evening. Hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Tonight at 11 p.m., Nancy from This Overstuffed House, that's all one word, This Overstuffed House, she does her late night sales starting at 11 p.m. Eastern. So in one more hour, she will be starting a live sale. She's also got great items at great prices. So definitely join her, but appreciate you spending your time with me and putting your trust in Trusty Huckster. Everybody have a great night. Bye-bye.